What would you do if your brother, your friend, or your neighbor traveled abroad seeking a better life, only to die mysteriously in police custody? And what if authorities refuse to explain how or why? See, this isn't a hypothetical scenario. This is the heartbreaking reality facing the family of Daniel Eheri, a Nigerian who died in Luxembourg police custody. Hey everyone, I'm Hadassah for Jackpot.ng, and we cover all immigration news, immigration tips, and jackpot stories about Nigerians outside Nigeria. Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive in, I want you to take a moment and imagine this picture with me, okay? Picture this: Daniel Eheri, a young Nigerian man, most definitely somebody's son, maybe someone's brother, or father. He had dreams, aspirations, and most importantly, he had a clean record. He wasn't a criminal. He was simply a Nigerian living in Luxembourg with a valid residence permit, trying to make an honest living. And on February 10, 2025, Daniel's life took a tragic turn that would ultimately end in his death. But here's what makes this story even more disturbing. Nobody wants to talk about what really happened to him. Daniel was arrested by Luxembourg police while he was in possession of foodstuffs. Let that sink in. Foodstuffs. Okay, we're talking about a man who was likely just trying to make ends meet, possibly selling food to survive, and the very next day, he was dead. Just like that, a life snuffed out in police custody, and nobody seems to have the answers. Now, when I first heard about this story, my heart sank. You can probably understand the struggles of being away from home, trying to build a life in a foreign country. Daniel wasn't just a statistic. He was one of us. He was a Nigerian trying to survive in the diaspora. And honestly, this story could be any of ours. The Nigerian community in Luxembourg didn't stay silent, and I respect that. I respect them for that. Sunday Adekolu, the national coordinator of the Nigerian community in Luxembourg, stepped up and did what needed to be done. He wrote a petition, not just any petition, but one that demanded answers, transparency, and most importantly, justice for Daniel. In his petition titled Case for an Extrajudicial Killing of a Nigerian by the Police Authority in Luxembourg, Adekolu painted a clear picture of what happened. He emphasized that Daniel was a man with an untainted record, essentially a good person who didn't deserve whatever happened to him in that police custody. But here's where it gets even more frustrating. Nigeria's ambassador to Belgium, Ambassador Obina Chiedu Onowu, whose diplomatic coverage includes Luxembourg, wrote not one, but two letters about this case. Two letters seeking answers, seeking justice, seeking basic human decency. And you know what response he got? Silence. Complete and utter silence. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, led by Honorable Abikedabi Irewa, didn't just acknowledge this petition, they condemned what happened in the strongest possible terms. Let me tell you why this matters, okay? When institutions like NICOM speak up, when they demand investigations, when they refuse to let cases like this disappear, it sends a message, okay? It tells the world that Nigerian lives matter, that we won't be silent when our people are treated as less than human. Dabiri Erewa made it clear that NICOM would work with the Nigerian embassy in Belgium to demand thorough investigations. They're not just offering condolences, they're demanding action. They're demanding that justice be served. But friends, this isn't just about Daniel Eheri. As important as this story is, this is about a pattern we've seen too many times. Nigerians dying in foreign police custody under mysterious circumstances. Families left without answers. Communities forced to fight for basic human dignity. What happened to Daniel could happen to any Nigerian abroad. It could happen to our brothers, our sisters, our children who are trying to build better lives outside Nigeria. And that's exactly why cases like this matter so much. The community's request for an autopsy isn't just about closure. It's about establishing facts. It's about ensuring that if something wrong happened, those responsible are held accountable. It's about making sure that Daniel's death wasn't in vain. I want you to think about this for a moment. Daniel Eheri was somebody's child. He had dreams, hopes, maybe people back home depending on him. He went to Luxembourg not to cause trouble, but to build a life. And now his family has to live with the pain of not knowing exactly what happened to him in those final hours. This is why I'm sharing this story with you today, because silence is violence. When we don't talk about these cases, when we don't demand answers, when we let them fade into the background, we're essentially telling the world that Nigerian lives don't matter. Sunday Adekolu said something in that petition that really stuck with me. It said, to prevent a recurrence of such a dastardly act of inhumanity against our people here in Luxembourg, there must be transparency and justice in handling this case. Transparency and justice. Two simple words that shouldn't be too much to ask for when someone dies in police custody. But apparently, they are. As I wrap up this story, I want you to remember Daniel Eheri's name. Remember that it was more than just a headline, more than just another case file. It was a human being who deserved to live, who deserved dignity, and who deserved justice. Daniel's life mattered, and his death demands answers. If this story moved you like it moved me, I need you to do something about it. Share this video, let people know about Daniel Eheri's story. Use your voice, use your platform, no matter how big or small, to demand justice. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I'll be bringing you updates on this case as they develop. And you need to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on Daniel's story or other important stories affecting Nigerians at home and abroad. And most importantly, let's keep Daniel Eheri's memory alive by demanding that his death not be forgotten, that justice be served, and that no other Nigerian family has to go through what his family is going through right now. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on this case. Share your experiences if you face challenges abroad. Let's build a community. Until next time, bye.